What are the hidden risks that every notary needs to know about? Everybody that's in the mobile notary business, the loan signing business, what are the hidden risks that you need to know about? So let's say that you're probably new to the game and you're hearing all the people talk about all the great stuff that happens as a notary. Oh, so you can make so much money. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. You can make $1,000 in 10 minutes. Everybody talks about the good stuff, but no one wants to talk about the bad stuff, what the risks could be. And I'm here to just lay it to you straight, just keeping it 100, keeping it a buck, keeping it a bean. I don't know where you're from. I don't know what slang fits you, but you understand. I'm just trying to keep it real. I'm trying to keep it real with you. And some of this stuff, it's not too like dire, but it's important that you understand. And if you stay to the end of this video, I will explain all of those out to you. But most people won't because you're hopped up on dopamine. But number one is fraudulent signers. Basically, these are the scammers, or these are the people that are trying to finesse. So we're going to put fraud signers. Fraud. Hold up. My pen is just tripping, y'all. So your fraudulent signers. These are the people that have the incorrect IDs. These are the people that it's not even their ID. This is a completely different person. These are the people that are trying to scam and are hoping that you as a notary are not paying attention to the clients, to the actual ID. Because most people, when they come there, especially notaries, you're so like worried about getting money that you're not even worried about like, oh yeah, I need to actually check this ID and make sure it's the person. Because you don't think that anybody will do that. You don't think that anybody's going to finesse and try to get you to notarize something off of somebody else's ID. But people will do that, and people will try. People are always out there finessing. So you only have so many jobs as a notary. Just check the ID and make sure it matches the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, how lazy can you be? How lazy can you be? So your fraudulent signers are the one things that you need to be looking out for, because these people don't care. Because they know that if you do catch them and you know it's not them, they're just gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So just check out for those fraudulent signers, because they're going to be out there, and they're going to try to slip past you. Next up, we have your incorrect notarizations. When it comes to your incorrect notarizations, this is bound to happen. I'm like 95% sure that this is going to happen to you, especially if you're doing documents that are more complex. For example, you're doing you're doing a home closing, or you're doing a large estate planning document. Sometimes when these lawyers send out these forms, there's just so many places to stamp. Sometimes there's so many places to stamp, so many places for the person to sign, so many initial slots that you're going to overlook some. And if you do mess up and there is an incorrect notarization, you need to be very calm in that situation, and you need to be willing to go back to that person's location as soon as possible to do it. So I've heard of other notaries, seen of other notaries, worked with some other notaries that have messed up on the notarization. The client calls in to have it fixed, and they're not able to do it. They just wait days, or they drag their feet, because most notaries, when they do the job and they mess up, they're embarrassed to go back to the location. So they'll kind of like drag their feet. But if you just do the opposite of what the majority of people out there are doing, you'll get paid like the majority of people out there are not getting paid. You see what I'm saying? So instead of running away from situations when you have like an incorrect notarization, you need to just tackle it head on. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll go ahead and be there right now as soon as I can get to your location, and just knock it out the way. Because when you have that just go-getter, that grit mentality to just attack a situation head on, people see that, people respect that, and they're more willing to work with you again, because they know that in the event that something bad does happen, or there is a mistake, that you'll be there to fix it without a shadow of a doubt. So incorrect notarizations, you guys need to be watching out for that. Next up would be the travel risks. This one isn't too crazy, but I would definitely say as a human in general, you have to be careful. Women more in particularly, especially if you're going to a male's house, there's little things that you could do, little tactics to make sure that you ensure your own safety. But some travel risks do come in when you're going inside of people's homes, which I've done hundreds of times. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I'm not even worried about it. But it is important to put it out there so you guys do understand, especially if you're a lady and you're going to like a man's house, or you're just a person going to any stranger's house, period. Watch out for that. Be smart, be vigilant. Pay attention to your surroundings. And if you don't want to go in somebody's home for whatever reason it may be, you can also have them come outside and you can notarize it on your portable table, or you could do it on the trunk of your car or the hood of your car. So there are ways around that. So that's one travel risk to look out for. And the next is when you're actually driving to the location. Watch out for accidents, because sometimes you're just thinking about the job driving around. Just be careful. Just be a safe driver. But it is important that you understand that there is going to be travel risks. I would say number 4 would be the payment issues, right? And this could look like a lot of different things. So you know me, like, if you are not new to the channel, you know that I always say that I take all my payments up front. A lot of other notaries that are new in the game are telling me like, oh, I don't want to take my payments up front. Mind you, I've been doing this for 8 years and they're telling me how to do it. But I take all of my payments up front. And I think that you should too, because it negates any sort of like confusion or problems when it does become time to pay. Because if you're taking charge from clients up front, by the time you get to their location and you finish notarizing their documents and you leave, you're done. But what some customers, not all, those fraudulent customers will try to do is they either don't want to pay or they claim to not have any of the forms of payment that you have. For example, For example, let's say you go to this person's location, you tell them on the phone before you get there that, hey, I only have Zelle, or you can pay cash. But they're like, when you get to the location after you do the job, they're like, oh, I only have card. So customers just do BS like that all the time. I don't know why. Sometimes I think it's maliciously, and sometimes I think it's not. But they just do things like that. So when you're just able to, get the payment up front, like how I do it, it just makes things simpler. Like you're protecting yourself from them, and you're protecting them from themselves, because maybe they just get out of it, or they just get aloof to the situation and forget that they need to bring cash. So payment issues do arise. But if it's ever an instance where they owe you money and that things are starting to become hostile, don't fight for that $100, that $50. Save your life. Your life is not worth that $100. You can leave, report them later, call the cops on them later, but you don't want to be in somebody's house asking them for money after you've done a job and they don't want to give you the money, and then now you're in their home, because who knows what can happen in instances like those. So it's important to remain safe in all circumstances, but the best thing you could do is take payment up front and just kind of like be proactive and not reactive, and get around situations before they happen. Protect yourself from the customers. So next up, I would say like state laws and violations are things that you always want to adhere to. I think it's important to note that. Let me just go ahead and put this down. State laws. I'll say and regulations. So, of course, you guys know when it comes to the notary business, you can only charge at however much your state tells you can charge as a notary, which is usually like 10 to 20 bucks, right? Maybe even 5 to 20, depending on some places. But when you're charging, you got to remember that you're charging that little fee for the notarization. Excuse me. But what you're really charging is a travel fee and your a la carte services, like I've taught in previous videos. But it's important that you understand your state's laws and regulations, because you don't want to lose your commission or be in a situation where you don't know what's going on. You don't actually know the laws of the industry that you're within, because it just makes you look dumb. Just to put it straightforward, it makes you look dumb, because like you're a notary and you don't even know what you could do. So that's why I tell people too, like it's important that you know ahead of time all the documents that you can accept as a notary. For example, if the person doesn't have their ID, and this is a question I'm gonna just throw out there so you guys can listen to. If the person doesn't have their ID, right? What are you gonna do? Can you use something else? If you can, what is that something else? Little things like that, you need to know that. You need to know that, because if not, it's gonna make you look crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I would say document mishandling. So next up is, I would say, document mishandling. So when you guys can't even see that. Let me move it over. So when customers give you their documents, right? Especially if it's important and you got to mail it out, you need to make sure that you put these things in safe places. This is so commonsensical. Sometimes when I put it here, I'm like, do I even need to say this? But you can never say that you didn't know, because now it's here in front of you. But be careful with these people documents, man, because there's a lot of money that could be on the line, and you losing, mishandling, getting their papers damaged can lose them a lot of money. Hence, another reason why I always say it is good to get some errors and omissions insurance, just in case you mess up or just you just fall short of your greatness, and they want to sue you. You at least you got some insurance here that can help you out somewhat. So you want to get that errors and omission insurance. I just remembered, so I just I put it here. And omission is spelled, and errors is, so it kind of looks like that. I think that's how you spell it, errors and omission. But go ahead and get some of that insurance too, just in case things go wrong. You mishandle some documents and they want to sue you. You got something to actually protect you. But these are a few of the hidden risks that you need to know as a mobile notary or just a notary in general. This can save you some money. It can save you some headache, and it can help you to be proactive instead of being reactive. And we know that being proactive is greater than being reactive. P's up, R's down type thing. But anyways, if you guys want some more help, I would definitely tell you guys to hop over here into the Notary Knowledge Academy. I just opened it up probably like 2-3 days ago. And like 48 people jumped into it ASAP. I was going to say the first 50 people are free, but because YouTube, you guys are hearing about it late, I'll probably say that the first 100 are free. So you guys got a couple more people. By the time you see this video, you might be out of luck. You could apply to be in the group. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, and then I'll let you guys in, or have my assistant let you guys in. But anyways, join this. We're going to be doing those notary Q&A calls. You guys can sit down, chill, vibe with a young brother, and ask whatever questions you need. But anyways, if you need some more specialized one-on-one help, click that link in the description below. Or if you go into the Notary Knowledge Academy, you can click on Work with Knowledge directly. I'll put you into a program with me where we'll work one-on-one to get your business from 3 to 8K plus in your notary business. But anyways, if you want to have any more questions, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.